I'll be talking about Amber. Amber. This is her first or second date with this man. I'm sure you've heard about this couple and her attitude towards when he told her he was going to kill her. So she met this man, I think, on Hinge. This is their first or second date. And he took her to a secluded place to go jogging, right? He kept leaving her. She was winded, and she didn't know. She was too embarrassed to tell him she needed to take a break, right? So when he got to a certain spot in the route, it was like a secluded tunnel. He said, "This is where I was going to kill you." She said, "Huh?" He said, "This is where I was going to kill you." And then he asked her, "Did you record that?" She's like, "Yeah." He was like, "I'm just kidding." So she told us she was concerned. She said, "This is the part where I thought I'd never see my parents again." And then she said, "He kept believing me. I was winded." You see him right there, like far away from her, like he's just running fast, running from somebody that's trying to kill him. That's how fast he was running. And she was winded. You see her little picture right here? She was winded, recording and telling us he was leaving her during the first mile. She wanted to say, "I need a break," but she was too embarrassed. And then she started defending him. When we kept telling her, "Girl, you need to get out. You need to take that seriously." And guess what? The next date he took her was on another secluded hike. Her name is Amber. And you can find her on TikTok. And she's like smarting off to us concerned individuals, because this has happened a lot where white men try to date black women, and some are successful, and then they kill them on the first or second date. I just heard of another one that got killed on her first date with a white man. And don't we forget about Sade Robinson, 19-year-old college student, met, what is his name? Met Maxwell Anderson, 34. They went to a pizza place or a fish and chips place. He convinced her to go back to his house the same day, where he murdered her, mutilated her, and burned her body. Now he's spending life in prison. This was August of 25. And lest we not forget Ashley Robinson. I don't think they were related, but they have the same name. And she went by Ashley Janae. She died in Tanzania. In April, just past year, April, by the hands of Joseph Isaac McCann. He's back in the States. He wasn't arrested. He's free. He's living in an undisclosed location. So I'm telling you, black women, you are being hunted by white men. They're not wearing their white sheets and white hood when they court you. They're leaving that shit at home or at the club. They're dating you for sport. I have all these DMs in my TikTok account by white men saying the same thing. Oh, I fell in love with your profile. Do you mind if I get to know you a little bit? I know most of their profiles are IA or fake, but no. I'm not taking a chance with my life because 9 times out of 10, they're racist, they're with the KKK, or they have family that are racist, friends, co-workers, and somewhere down the line, you will be targeted, especially if you try to leave him, and they are dating you for sport. To say, oh, I can get this black woman, and when I finish toying with her, having sex with her, I'm going to kill her. Because I don't really like black people because they're like trying to fit in with their group, their racist group. I find most people that act racist have had a black girlfriend or are interested in dating a black lady. Don't you find that odd? They hate us, but they want to be with us for a short time until their friends find out that, oh, you were the black girl? And they're supposed to be in this racist group? You want to get away unscathed, especially if they're racist. They have family that is racist. Have you noticed all these black people who are dying around all these white people? Take, for instance, Nolan Wells. He went on a boat with all his white friends. I'm sure his friends were genuine, but around all those white people, you can't tell me there wasn't 1, 2, or a handful that was racist or part of the KKK. And his friend couldn't defend him around all those white people. And this girl, let me turn this up. And she's making a mockery out of it. Listen. Let me find another one out without this music. I want you to hear when he says, okay, look. You can kind of hear it right here. Can you hear that? Listen. You hear that? Then she's like, this is the point where I didn't think I was going to see my parents again. And she's commenting like, people are saying, oh, look at those eyes, those devilish eyes. She's like, oh, I love the eyes. Like, saying silly shit like that. And let me show you this other picture where I think she's sitting at his house and his friend is over there with a smirk on his face. See that? I wonder what his friend is thinking. Like, this silly black girl. Look at that. Look at his face. Yeah. Look at the eyes. She's like, oh, I love the eyes. Yeah, he has those dead eyes. And they're always young black girls dating this old white man. Old meaning 30s and 40s. They know who to go after. Young, naive. Let me go to her profile. I want you to see how silly she is. And I heard of another black woman that was killed on the first date with a white man. I'll put up her name in a minute. You can hear it right here. That's it.
This is why I'm sure I would never see my parents again. This is where I was going to kill you. And then you're telling us you want to see this person again after you already know they're on a hunting spree? Really? Amber, get the fuck on. Get the fuck off my phone. Get the fuck on. Move around. Move. I mean, at least we know where to find you, but should we even come look? You look like you're good where you're at. Talking about, I think I want to see him again. Okay.
And they went on another jogging date in another secluded woods area.
Okay, part 2 of rating places the guy that I'm dating has taken me. Kansas City Chiefs game. 10 out of 10. Season ticket holder. I just had to show up. But what I will say is Arrowhead is not the Cowboy Stadium. AT&T Stadium beats every stadium in the U.S. I said what I said. Number 2, Battlehawks. 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Not as fun as the Chiefs game, just because it's like obviously not the NFL, but this was kind of cool. Never been to arena football or whatever that new league is The Rock has, or part owners, whatever. But this was a pretty cool experience as well. Yeah, 10 out of 10. We went again. I'm realizing we just like to go to sporting events. Next, Blink-182 concert. If you know, you know. All the small things. Yeah, great band. They sounded the exact same. Was definitely weird thinking about a 40-year-old man kind of sounding like a punk boys rock band, but nonetheless, I loved going. Lastly, the winery. Again, I had never been to Augusta, I think Augusta, Missouri wineries, Defiance, all that areas, but this was really nice because it was a surprise. I had never been. I'm glad he planned it. 10 out of 10 so far. All right, part 3 coming. Okay, part 2 of rating places the guy that I'm dating has taken me.
I don't know if she's talking about him being 40 or the group being 40. I don't know about Blink 21 or whatever she said. Look at that. And then she's like, oh well, I'm still here. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Dead eyes. Can you see those dead eyes? Wow. She's silly. Not because she's dating him, but because she's making a mockery out of what he said. She said, this is low-key kind of funny. What a weirdo. Is she looking to die? Looking to go missing? Have y'all heard about this story? And then even a federal prosecutor chimed in. Look at that. He or she said, I'm a federal prosecutor. I've tried thousands of homicide cases. Please believe me, you need to get away from him. You are not the exception. She thinks she's the exception. So, let me tell you about the chick I heard about today. Have everybody heard about this case? I'm sure you have, because I'm not the only one who's posting about it. It's all over. Even celebrities are talking about this. Like, she's a freaking airhead. Let me see. This is the one I heard about today. A white man murdered a 21-year-old black mom. Buried her in the desert after their first date. And she had a baby. Look at that. Look at that devil. Look at that devil. And he knew she had a baby. 21. Look at that baby. Look at that devil. Look at that devil. Look at that devil. Yeah. After one date. Stop going on dates with these white men. They don't care about you. They want to get that tick and prove to their racist friends that they can kill a black woman, that they can date or have sex with a black woman, and then you're gone. A 21-year-old black mother went on what should have been a simple first date. She never came home. Ariana Bailey Jones was only 21. She was a young mother to a 2-year-old son. She had dreams of becoming a stylist and building a real future for her child. On July 5th, a couple of weeks ago, she connected with 24-year-old Dominic Rodolico on Snapchat. It was their first time meeting in person. See, this is where what you don't do. You don't give these sickos your address. He picked her up from her apartment in Glendale, Arizona. They went to see a movie at Harkins Theater. After the film, he drove to a remote place near Lake Pleasant, a remote desert. She never returned. You don't get in a car with these sickos, and you don't give them your address. Once you get in a car with them, they can take you wherever they please. And I was lucky. I was 21 and did the same stuff. 21, 30. Oh, he seems nice. He's going to pick me up from my apartment. Or I'm going to get in a car with him on a first date and go to the movies. And I met some weirdos praying the whole time, just take me home. I would never see you again. Like, in my head, just let me get home. Just let me get home. 6 days later, police found her body in a shallow grave. Investigators recovered 2 Harkins souvenir cups from the date, a bra, pieces of a condom wrapper, concrete mix, and other evidence. Concrete mix? Pieces of a condom wrapper? I told you, they just want to have sex with a black girl and then kill you. It's a sport. They don't wear their sheets or hoods when they're dating you. They're at the club. Their sheets and hoods are at the club. Remember that. They don't like you. Roladico told police a story about 2 masked tattooed men who supposedly attacked them while they were kissing in his car. He claimed they stabbed her and he managed to escape. Oh, you managed to escape while your date was getting stabbed. What a punk. You didn't stay and defend her? What a punk. You didn't stay and defend her? And why would they stab a woman before they attack a man? His story kept changing. He never called 911. Police say the evidence points directly at him. He had visited the same remote location earlier that day. He was later caught cleaning out the back of his car. He is now charged with first-degree murder and concealment of a dead body. He remains in custody on a $2 million bond. Ariana left behind a little boy who will grow up without his mother. This is what happens when a first date turns into a death sentence. Don't trust the wrong people. In this case, white men. I know all white men are not like this, but look at the stats. Most of them are crazy. Most of them are killers. If you leave them, they will kill you for the life insurance policy they have on you. Remember way back in the late 80s or 90s, this prominent white man was married to a beautiful black woman. And when she said she was going to divorce him, he had flowers sent to their house. She answered her door, and the man who was dressed in a clown outfit shot her. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Let me talk. The white man who had his wife killed in the 90s by delivering her flowers at the front door. Let me see if it pulls up. This story is about young black women dating white men, some twice their age.
James Jim Sullivan had his wife,
Yeah,
Lita
1987.
murdered in 1987.
The year I
He
graduated.
used a hitman who pretended to be a flower delivery man. The crime happened in
Sister.
the 1980s, not the 1990s as sometimes reported.
James Jim Sullivan, arranged a 1987 murder of his wife, Lita McClinton Sullivan, using a hitman disguised as a flower delivery man. Note that the crime occurred in January 1987, the 80s rather than the 90s. Lita answered the door in Buckhead, Georgia, expecting a delivery of pink roses. The man at the door was holding a box of flowers, pulled out a 9mm handgun, and shot her in the head. The motive? Lita and Jim were going through a bitter divorce. A court hearing regarding their financial assets and prenuptial agreement was scheduled just 2 days after she was killed. Jim stood to lose millions. If they don't kill you because they hate your skin color, they will kill you for money. Jim Sullivan had an alibi, claiming he was in Palm Beach, Florida, playing tennis at the time of the shooting. For years, authorities lacked the evidence to formally convict him, though he remained the primary suspect. Jim evaded justice for nearly 2 decades, living abroad in Thailand for a period before he was captured. So why would you go to Thailand? In March 2006, following testimony from the co-conspirators and associates, the Georgia jury convicted James Sullivan of orchestrating the contract killing. Let's find this on YouTube. Let me show you. This phone. I don't know. I like Samsung, but they are not as fast as Apple. Okay, look at this. Deadly delivery. That's what it's called. Thank you all for joining. I am talking about this woman in particular dating a white man. I'm not saying white because it's a trend where white men are killing their dates on the first or second date. And she is making a mockery out of it.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are simply that, opinions. All are presumed innocent until proven otherwise in a court of law. Sensitive topics are discussed. Discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Vinnie Politan, and welcome to another edition of the Court TV podcast, which this week is an audio version of our original true crime show, Someone They Knew with Tamron Hall. This week we'll tell the story of Lita McClinton, a beloved woman from a prominent Atlanta family who was discovered shot to death in the doorway of her own home with a box of pink roses next to her. Who sent this deadly delivery, and why did it take nearly 2 decades to bring the person ultimately responsible for her death to justice? Here, featuring interviews with Atlanta news anchor Carmen Burns, journalist Laura Rosa, and John Lang.
A picture of her. Let me see. I know it's more than these women that I've talked about on this live that have been killed by white men. Do you know of any that I forgot? I'm sure once I research, more would come to mind. And this is not it. This is not all, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Well, I can't find that picture, but oh, here it is. Here she is. That's her. 1987. He sent flowers to their house because he couldn't stand to lose millions, and he hired a hitman to kill her. Now I can find, if I can bring up his ugly mug. That's the hitman. Her husband was too much of a coward to do it. Or he wasn't that smart, so he had to hire somebody to kill his wife. Dumbass. Okay. I want to find his picture. Jim Sullivan. Okay. Bring up a picture of Jim Sullivan, who killed his wife in 1987.
You can find pictures of James Jim Sullivan, who was convicted for his wife Lita's murder in 1987, in historical and news archives.
Look at that. Look at that devil. I wish I could see his eyes. Ooh. They all have them eyes, like sunken in, dark eyes. Look at that. Look at that devil. Look at that devil. Kill her for no reason. He's probably cheating on his business trips. She got tired of it. Left his ass. Look at his eyes. They all have them dark, sunken in eyes, beady eyes. So once again, black women, stop dating these white men, especially if you don't know them. If you know them from school, if you know their family, fine. But stop going on dates to secluded areas with these white men who are pursuing you and dating you for sport. You know what their sport is? Killing you after the first or second date to impress their racist friends. These women have had no reason to die. All because of hate. And they were targeted. So, heed my words. If you don't know these men who are pursuing you, and most of them are pursuing you on social media, do not go out with them. 9 times out of 10, they are setting you up. So next time, be safe, and thanks for joining.